review of the N-Series Double Impact and a PSA about buying Nerf blasters just in general. But first, before I rip into this too hard, I'll go over what little objective stuff there is to go over. There's really not a lot going on here. Up front, you have a grand total of 2 barrels. That's it. That's all you get. Just behind that, you have the grip. Now, this is how you prime the blaster. It's a short action. It's a relatively heavy draw for, an 8+ blaster. It does have an auto return, and overall, this is not near enough surface area. I mean, it really feels like I'm kind of doing that because this is not a comfortable prime at all. Now, top, you have a tack rail. And shockingly, on the bottom, you have another tack rail. Now, this one in 2025 really surprises me. And this is the one and only compliment that I will give this blaster, is tactics. Anyway, going to logically the best last place to go, the middle of the blaster, the grip. Now, this is a smaller than average grip with a relatively tight pull, or essentially whatever the term is for going from the front of the trigger to the back of the grip. It's just tiny and uncomfortable, and I feel cooped up. This is the trigger, which, of course, as I'm sure you couldn't have guessed, that's how you fire. It's worth noting there's not slam fire, which you would think there would be, but there just isn't. And moving further back, there's nothing else to note. This is not adjustable nor removable, and it's a very short stock. It's like a Retaliator stock. Now, I'm actually not going to show you a firing demo because it is identical to like 13 other things. So yeah, if you want to see a double impact fire, Google award firing. It's the same thing. Or a pure strike, or a top breaker, or either the Minecraft blasters, or the Iron Man and Hulk wards, or the duo pack wards, or the triple action pack wards, or any of the other variety of things and variations of the ward, including this one. As far as velocity goes, it shoots like a ward, because it's a ward. See a plunger tube, and the fact that it only holds 2 darts, but despite being, relatively huge, it's a ward reskin. It is ward slop. Segueing into my opinion, which I'm sure you couldn't have guessed, is negative. I would go to say that this is probably the biggest waste of plastic that I've ever purchased. There are single-shot Alpha Strike blasters that I would rather use than this piece of crap. Now, before we rip into just the general, quality of the blaster, for just the firepower, within the Realm Event series, you could get a Flare Fusion for $20, and that has some cool attachments and a 6-dart rotating cylinder. Or for somewhat less money, you can get this. This is the Agility, and this is a 6-shot rotating pistol. Put them on the wrong side there. No slam fire, but a 6-shot rotating pistol that is more comfortable and just far more usable. Now if we go to op brands, this is a 3-dart blaster for $3. So yeah, this $3 Busby Ruin, I think it's called. But this little $3 thing has more firepower than this big thing does. And on top of that, just the fit and finish is so not up to what it would have been, 4 or 5 years ago. Heck, at this point, probably 6 years ago. Ergonomically, it's obviously meant for smaller children. And I get that, I'm a very large person. I'm like the same size as Frank Cooper. Literally. So obviously I'm not the target demographic. But still, this is so not friendly to adults. And this prime is relatively hefty, at least for a kid. I mean, obviously, I can do it fine, but a little kid is going to struggle. And while there's texturing on it, it's not big. It's not a vertical grip at all. And there's just the fit and finish, like this just sharp plastic around the barrels. Like this is not filleted at all. It's just a sharp edge for you to catch on. And even the trigger itself isn't comfortable either. It's a very heavy, obviously, plastic spring actuated trigger, and it's thin, and it just bites into your hand, and it just, even for like a little kid as like a plinker or something, I cannot see anybody buying this and enjoying it. And I mean, just the quality of the plastic. You could have anticipated this coming from a mile away, but it is, I mean, it's a very thin, it's incredibly thin, but it flexes, it rotates. I mean, you know, especially from this angle, you can see that the construction is just garbage. And I mean, I can already feel it like if I twisted a little bit more, I'd probably snap something off. I guarantee you that I could easily snap this over my knee if I so desired. But for almost $20, I'm not going to do that. FYI, for $20, you know, I already mentioned other Nerf brand stuff, but you could get the X-Shot Lock Blaster, which, you know, is a really cool lever action 8-shot revolver. For $15, you could get a Busby Mayhem Mania, I think it's called, whatever the 8-shot pistol is, which it's an 8-shot revolver, which, you know, 4 times capacity, uses standard darts, and is just overall much more comfortable. And I think it's a great, you know, piece of symbolism for just where Hasbro is at right now, because I did some calculations, more looking around in calculations, but some calculations, and in 2025, the ratio between original blasters and, you know, repops or reskins of other things in 2025 was 0.04. So for context, so for about 1 in every 25 blasters is an original product. And even that's a stretch, because in the entirety of 2025, the only original release is the Galactic Commander. And even that is kind of a stretch. Every other blaster, every other product released is just a reskin or a reshell of something else. Now, personally, I think that this is entirely because of investors and stockholders, because sort of the McDonald'sification of Hasbro, you know, once you get to the top and you're at the top for a certain amount of time, you don't really have anywhere else to go. So then, you know, those investors and shareholders, they still want to go somewhere. So you have to go somewhere, and then they produce stuff like this, and it's just garbage. And this isn't even like a great example. Like, I would personally never use this because it's a very heavy draw, and it's just very awkward and doesn't shoot that hard. So I wouldn't use that, but I would definitely use it over, you know, this piece of crap. But before I start just going on a super long rant and repeating myself, I think I'm going to end the video here. I do have my own plans for solving issues like this, but that is, you know, that's for down the road. At the moment, I will wish you a goodbye and send you off to your next video.